approximately 4:30 a.m. this morning, the Depew Police Department responded and was involved in an investigation regarding some stolen vehicles. One of the vehicles was stolen in the area of Panora Avenue in the village of Depew. Suspect vehicles were located and a pursuit was began by the Depew Police Department in the area of Walden Avenue and Dick Road. The pursuit came into Cheektowaga and eventually proceeded northbound on Genesee Street, on Union Road from Genesee Street. Cheektowaga Police Department Officer Troy Blackchief was in the area and was attempting to deploy stop sticks, a device used to terminate pursuits. While he was attempting to deploy the stop sticks, one of the suspect vehicles struck him. Other police officers on scene stopped and provided aid. The injured officer was transported to Erie County Medical Center by ambulance, where he's currently in surgery. His family is there with him. Officer Troy Blackchief is a 17-year veteran of our department. He is a 45-year-old male, active member of our SWAT team and our patrol division. We have located one of the suspect vehicles at this point. The vehicle was located abandoned at a gas station at the corner of Kensington and Century in the town of Cheektowaga. We do not have any suspects in custody at this point. There's a second vehicle that we believe was involved. We are asking for the public's help in finding this vehicle. It is also a stolen vehicle. The plate number is K as in King, S as in Sam, 5300. It's a 2019 Jeep Cherokee maroon in color. Anyone with information related to this incident or any of those vehicles is asked to call Lieutenant Albrecht, who will be heading up the investigation. He can be reached at 686-7461. If you have a confidential tip that you would like to text to our tip line, simply enter the number 847-411, and then in the body of the text, start with CPD-NY, and then text your tip. Or else you can go to our town Cheektowaga Police Department website. It's cpdny.org, and there's a link to submit an anonymous tip. As more information becomes available, we will release it. Obviously, we're in the early stages of the investigation. We are asking for prayers for our officer, both those who were working with Troy and, of course, Troy, and Troy's family to be strong, and that the medical staff at ECMC do everything that they need to do. We are thankful of all the support that's come to our officers and our department already, the work that's being done by the doctors at ECMC, the medical staff from AMR who was on scene, who assisted us, and all the other agencies that are working with us to find those who were responsible and bring them to justice. That is our mission right now, is to make sure that Officer Blackchief gets the best care possible, that his family is supported, that our officers are supported, and that we bring those responsible to justice, which we will. I don't have a lot of information. If there's questions, anything obvious that I missed, I can try, but it's early, so.
Can you spell the officer's name for us?
Yeah, it's patrolman, and it's Troy, T-R-O-Y, Blackchief, just as you would think, the color and chief, like my title.
Do you know any more about his condition? He said he's in surgery, and do you know any more?
He is in surgery right now. I haven't gotten an update. We took the family to the hospital this morning. They were able to see him before he went into surgery, but he's in surgery.
Is he a father?
He has 2 children, and the children did see him at the hospital before he went into surgery.
So in connection to this, has there been a lot of stolen cars from that area over there in Depew or in that area?
I think you'd have to be living under a rock to know that stolen cars aren't a problem, especially with young people stealing cars. We've heard the complaints about the couple of different makes of vehicles that are frequently being stolen. It doesn't appear that that's involved in this at this point, but we have been struggling with stolen vehicles, and we are doing our best to get public information out to remind people to keep their vehicles locked. I don't know specifically how these vehicles were stolen or anything along those lines, but it is a concern of ours, and this is exactly why. We saw the tragedy earlier this year on the expressway with a stolen vehicle, and now here we are reporting about another tragedy from yet another stolen vehicle.
For folks who don't know what stop sticks are, what is that a device exactly? Something that has to be thrown out, placed in the road?
The stop sticks are a device that an officer deploys, thrown into the roadway in the path of a vehicle that is being pursued. It deflates the tires of the suspect vehicle so that we can safely bring the pursuit to an end.
Do you think that the auto theft laws are sufficient, the ones that are currently in the book? And if not, what do you do?
Yeah, at this point, my thoughts are about our officer who's injured and my fellow officers. At some point when we review this and we get more information on who the suspects were, if they had any history, you will hear from me about what I think about the vehicle, the enforcement of those who are stealing vehicles and how those cases are handled, but now's not the time.
Can you talk more specifically about the nature of the officer's injuries?
Not at this time. I know that he was not responsive when he was transported to the hospital. He was brought into surgery shortly after being taken to the hospital.
How does something like this impact everyone else who works here when you're out?
It's difficult. So we take our officer wellness program very seriously here. We have trained peers, and I would put that out because there are other officers, not even in our department, who knew Officer Black Chief, who know him. We have a Western New York Police helpline for other police officers to call who can talk to trained peers. We've made sure that we've gotten word out to our officers ourselves so that they're not finding out through the media. We're taking many, many steps to try to ensure the wellness of our officers. But as you can imagine, it's a difficult time for everyone here.
How do you want people to know about who Officer Black Chief is as a person? Because I feel like sometimes it's really easy to separate a police officer and a person. What do you want people to know that may be watching at home?
Well, I think in general that we need to speak about, these are men and women who put a uniform on to serve their community. It was 4:30 in the morning trying to stop a stolen vehicle just to get somebody's vehicle back for them and to try to bring some people who are making poor choices in life to justice. And, every officer out there goes to work not knowing if you're going to come home at the end of the day. And, we're praying and hopeful that Officer Black Chief recovers from his injuries today. And, but, it's important that the public knows that these men and women are out here working hard in the streets, putting their lives on the line to do what we have to keep our communities safe. And we appreciate the support from our community. We know we will get it. I had to leave my phone over there so I'm not interrupted by it because it hasn't stopped with the messages of support, and we appreciate that, and we need it.
Chief, I guess somewhat related and also unrelated, this investigation was going on while, Western New York was, getting the reports of this earthquake, trivial in nature compared to what you're dealing with. However, the 911 system was going berserk, as you know. Did that factor into just the busyness of the department this morning?
I believe we took some calls for the earthquake. We had no damage from the earthquake. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of ironic of what we have to deal with, that in the middle of one of the most serious calls we've handled in the past couple of years, we get an earthquake, like for real. Our dispatch center did receive many, many calls. We are unaware of any damage or anybody injured in our community from the earthquake, but it's just an example of what law enforcement has to deal with, and that as much as you want to focus 100% on this case at this point, we still have 20 officers out there patrolling the town, handling the normal everyday stuff that we have to deal with. It doesn't stop, and our investigators are combing digital evidence, videos, looking for video that we have. They're doing everything that we can to find those responsible, and again, we just ask for the public support in helping us. Captain Coons will put out some further information about the vehicle through the media channels, the actual tip line stuff written down for you guys so that we can get that out, because somebody knows who did this. Somebody knows who these suspects are, and at this point I would just ask that let them know that we're going to find you. So at this point, you're better off just coming out, letting us know what happened, and letting the system do what it does, because we will find these people. I'm confident of that. We have the vehicle involved, so we will find them. And that's gonna happen, so.
Are you able to map out for us, was the car going on an on-ramp, coming off the on-ramp? Where was the officer hit exactly in the street? Was it on the off-ramp? Was it on Union?
Yeah, we'll put some more out. Today, this morning, I just wanted to get out that it's Officer Troy Blackchief, because as you can imagine, every Cheektowaga police officer's family is a little worried right now. So we'll get that name out, ask for the community support, and both thoughts and prayers and actual crime fighting tips. And we'll get some more detailed information out about the actual incident and the investigation as we move on. So.
Assuming you made it through rush hours past 9 now, how long do you anticipate Union being?
Great question. The road, I believe, is opened or soon to be open?
Soon to be open.
We'll have it open soon. We were able to, anytime there's a serious accident, measurements are taken so that we can recreate the accident if we need to. That requires the roadway to be closed. Our accident investigation unit has been on scene since this morning doing that. I believe they've just wrapped up. We're going to open the road shortly once we make sure that we have all the evidence that we need from the scene. So, guys, I appreciate you getting the word out for us. I realize that the earthquake is pretty news-breaking too, but this is important that we get the word out to the public. So I appreciate that, and we'll have some further updates out through Captain Coons. Thank you.